Konnichiwa and welcome everybody back to Chron Reviews, and this time it's time for another Jurassic World dinosaur, and this time it's the Dino Rivals Styracosaurus from Jurassic World, the Fallen Kingdom line of course, but this is a new species and one that I did look forward to a lot when I saw the previews. And when it came out, the color scheme of it was a huge disappointment because the preview, the leaked prototype images, was brown, and that's my childhood image of a Styracosaurus. They were always brown in the dinosaur magazines, so I really hoped for that. I was very disappointed at the color scheme. I will get to that when I review the color scheme, but it's still a lovely sculpture and I wanted to get it anyway. And this is my first Dino Rivals dinosaur actually, and I didn't even buy it in Sweden because I was in Kiel in Germany over a few days and I found a Smith's store. I thought those were only in the UK, but they were actually in Germany too. And so I thought I'd buy a few dinosaurs that I don't have. It was not that like they didn't have everything I hoped for, but they had a few, so I got what I could. And the packaging on the Dino Rivals is actually really nice. It's very striking. I actually really like it. It's the T-Rex logo, the nice textured red and orange in the back, and there's still the Jurassic World logo, and it's black in behind it. And then it's the trike and the T-Rex and Owen as well. It says Savage Strike Styracosaurus. So this is the Savage Strike line. Basically the action feature line that is the small ones, while the dual attack ones have the double attack features. So this is the step above the attack packs, the ones with an actual attack feature. And it shows there that you push the tail to make the striking action. I will get more into that later. And on the side it says Dino Rivals, and on the back, as usual, it explains the dinosaur, the Jurassic Facts app there, and it's also a stat card included. I'm not sure if there is going to be some sort of rules for playing with the dinosaurs with stats and stuff, but or if it's just a collective thing to see how the strengths are. I honestly don't know, but it's nice that I go back to collector cards like in the Kenner days, even though if these are not exactly the same. They also show some others in the assortment, the new Monolophosaurus retool, the Stygimoloch and Blue with slashing action instead of... It's basically the same sculpture as the Battle Damage Blue, but with slashing action. And there we have it, the Styracosaurus opened up from the package, and I must say I really love this thing, even though the paint scheme is not really my favorite. It still looks good though. But the pose is like, it's slightly leaned to the side with the head, like the legs are a little bit loose as well, the front legs. But before going into the articulation, let's go right into the Jurassic Facts app. There you have the code for the Styracosaurus. And the articulation is, the legs slip into different preset posing. Okay, it's just the standard pose. You can also move them slightly outwards. And that applies to both the back legs. And the front legs can be turned and slightly, okay, all the way out with a ball joint. And those are unfortunately quite loose on mine. The right leg was slightly more loose than this one. But there are no mouth articulation, and the head cannot be turned that much. Oh, you can actually, okay, you can swivel the head sideways. So that's how you change the pose if you want to straighten up the head. Yeah, it looks much better that way. So forget what I said about the head, the pose of the head. It doesn't lean, you can pose the head to the sides. And the action feature, you push down the tail to to make a ramming action. It's the typical ceratopsian action feature, but I guess that you can't have a ceratopsian without this action feature, because ramming things are what they do. And when it comes to the paint job, I don't really mind the dark blue as such. The dark bluish greenish tinted grey. What I don't like is that the sand beige here and the dark brown does not really match up, and this unnecessary splotch of sand yellow beige there as well. The bright underbelly looks nice though, and the horns are painted in different color like this one, and the beak is in another lighter color, and the eyes are nicely painted. It's growing on me, even though the paint job isn't the best. It's still growing on me. And above it, all else, it's another ceratopsian. I really like ceratopsians, I probably mentioned that before. And here is the card for the Styracosaurus, and I think it's a nice little artwork there, and it shows some stats. I assume that the blue one is strength, and that's speed, brains, and how much health it have. So I'm not sure if you can play with those, but it's a nice touch. A little extra nice thing to collect. Nothing big, but at least it's something extra. It's a good initiative, even though I prefer the facts and little story texts on the old Kenner ones, but I still like it. So that's a little comparison here with some other ones. First off is the Protoceratops. It's of course smaller. And then we have the Triceratops and the Sinoceratops, or more like it, the Pachyrhinosaurus. So the issue here is the sizes, again with ceratopsians. If we bring in Owen, we can see that a Styracosaurus should be at least as tall as to his head with the back, according to what I've seen. So it's a little bit too small, not catastrophically small, but a bit too small. Just that the trike are also too small. The Sinoceratops is probably the only one in a pretty good sizing. So this one should be in the middle, the trike should be bigger than this, and this one should be slightly bigger. Not as big as the trike, but slightly closer to it. But otherwise, it's still good. So the size, apart from the paint job, the size was one of the things that also disappointed me. But I still wanted to get it because I love the sculpture and it looks great nonetheless. And compared to blue, I mean a ceratopsian, come on, it should be a little bit bigger than blue. So the classical comparison with Kenner Alan Grant, you can see that this one is definitely too small. The trike should be a good Styracosaurus size to the Kenner line. And to go into the sizing overall, in body mass is probably close to this Pachycephalosaurus. This is the Legacy Pachy, but the new Savage Strike version are just a repaint of this, so this is technically a Savage Strike 2. Also ramhead, but the body mass is probably similar amount of plastic though. But to sum this one up, paint job could be better, size could be a lot better, but I actually hope they repaint one into a more brown based color so that my childhood dream could be fulfilled, or something more based on the one brownish greenish colors from Jurassic World Evolution. But in any case, we got a Styracosaurus, it's another ceratopsian, and that's always welcome. So I hope you enjoyed the review. Until next time, take care and sayonara!